y'all subscribe to the last ones at the Bar Boxing channel, man. We got some boxing fans out there.
If it's on me, I'll go ahead and go to it, man. You got Josh Taylor coming into this fight. He's 19-0 with 13 KOs. He's 5'10", 69.5-inch reach. Has 19 bouts in total. Has a 68% KO ratio. He's going to be taking on Teofimo Lopez. Lopez is 18-1, 13 KOs. They call him the Takeover. He's 25 years of age, 5'8", 68.5-inch reach as well. He also has a 68% KO ratio, and he's going to be having his homecoming fight. Josh is coming off the Jack Catterall fight, so he's going to be coming off a significant layoff, a lot of injuries that he had, a lot of controversy surrounding that Catterall fight. They were supposed to fight again. He got injured. So it's a lot. It's some questions about Josh going into this fight as far as how he's going to look. Prior to that, he had a sensational victory, I thought, against Jose Carlos Ramirez. He had the body punch against Kan Song prior to that, and then he also beat the current WBC champ Regis Prograis. And then as far as Tio, he's also coming off I think 2 performances that were kind of subpar, but the one against Martin, a lot of people thought he may have lost that fight. He started questioning himself a little bit after that fight. And, people are wondering about his mental capacity, after that. Then before that, he had the loss against George Kambosos. The last time he looked good was about 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago, against Vasyl Lomachenko. And then prior to that, he looked sensational against Commey, in which he knocked Commey out. And then before that, he didn't look too good against Nakatani. So I don't know. Tio's been looking worse more than he's been looking good. So with that being said, with what both guys bring to the table, Josh is as tough as nails. The only question mark for me in making a prediction for this fight is, what's Josh going to look like? Like, I think I know Teofimo Lopez based on his track record in the previous fights that he's had. Tio is going to be athletic. He's very green in certain areas. I don't like the fact that Josh is left-handed. He's big, strong. Tio doesn't look nearly as the physicality part of it. Like, he looked way more bigger than the 135-pound fighters, but he doesn't look that way at 140, and he's fighting against one of the biggest, strongest 140-pounders. Also, Tio does a lot of excessive movements, and it works for him when he's fighting opposition that isn't that talented and can't take advantage of those opportunities that are presented because he's doing way too much moving. But I think that he's fighting the wrong guy for that. I think Josh, he hits hard, man, and he's not like a devastating puncher, but he has some good body work that he does. He's trying to line you up for that left. On most occasions, he's able to get that off and just break guys down, and he's tough as nails. I think going into this fight, the only way Tio is going to beat Josh Taylor is if he just lands something, which he's capable of doing. Like, he can run Josh into something. But I've seen Josh take some heavy punches from Regis Prograis, and I think Regis Prograis hits, if not harder, at least as hard as Teofimo Lopez. So I think that that's unlikely to happen as far as him getting him out of there. It's just, like I say, he's been off for so long. That's my only question mark as far as Josh Taylor in this fight. If they both are 100% at their best, I don't see Tio winning this fight. I just think he's going to get worn down. I think it's too many questions mentally and psychologically for him going into this fight. I like Josh to stop Teofimo Lopez. I think it's either that is going to either stop it or he's going to not quit or something. I don't like the mental capacity of Teofimo Lopez. Hopefully Josh is right. And so I'm predicting a 9th round TKO victory for the what they call him, the Tartan Tornado, Josh Taylor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mostly agree with you. One thing I don't like about Tio, he does this like kind of leaping hook, and it causes him to lose his base, and sometimes it gets him in trouble, And he typically like keeps his lead hand low, which doesn't like first of all, the fighter like Taylor, he has an active lead hand. And so, like, if you keep your lead hand low, especially against a southpaw, especially a longer southpaw like Taylor, like, that's going to be problems for you unless you're being trained differently. And I don't think that is that's going to happen because, you know, his trainer, his corner has been in question as well. But, you know, we know he's not going to, you know, get his father to stop training him. And so he also, you know, speaking of that, like you said, he also struggled with southpaws, and Taylor is one of them. Sandor Martin was a southpaw. You know, Loma is another southpaw that, you know, granted Loma gave away too many rounds in the beginning, but once Loma got on, he was giving Teofimo problems. And mind you, like, Loma is a small lightweight. Taylor, this is Taylor's last fight at 140. You know what I mean? Taylor's gonna do what he got to do at 140, and he's gonna move it to 147. So Teo, as an average size at best, 140, is fighting a welterweight who happens to still be able to make 140. But what Teo has going for him, he's an explosive counterpuncher. Taylor can struggle with counterpunchers, but it requires Teo to be able to stay disciplined and time him well. But overall, I think Taylor's just going to be too sharp. He's going to be too big. He's going to be too technically sound for him. I could see him winning by stoppage, but I don't have enough conviction to put that on wax, so I'm going to say Taylor's going to win by decision.
Yeah, great points. I do think a lot of the emotion of Teofimo Lopez will work against him in this fight because he fights very emotional sometimes where he wears it on his sleeve, and that's the type of thing that can be used against you, especially when you're fighting someone with a contrast personality where Josh Taylor is like the opposite of that, where he just do what is necessary to get done. The only question with this fight is what condition Taylor will be in, because he does vary from fight to fight, and as y'all stated, he's coming off injuries. He's coming off of a lackluster performance against Jack Catterall that maybe had him, you know, losing. So there's still questions there, but I think Josh, if I had to pick on somebody to be more up for this fight, I think Josh is more consistent. Teofimo will be up emotionally, but it's like it works against him because, like, even in a Sandor Martin fight, he gets frustrated easily sometimes, and he's not like coming out on top if he's not the front runner, as you say. It's like he has to be in charge, or else he'll fall apart a little bit. And plus, it's the size thing. You know, Teo, even though, you know, height-wise, he's the average size, you know, lightweight. When you look at, you know, what he looks like comparison to other lightweights, he's so much denser and thicker. You know, he struggled to make 135. In a fight with Lomachenko, all he had to really do was use his distance and the strength a little bit, where you knew he posed that danger until Lomachenko started to kind of take risks and figure him out. And even then, Lomachenko was tagging him. So it's like, then you going up against a bigger guy who is proven. I do think Taylor will win this fight. Teo could possibly hurt Josh Taylor, but it's unlikely. I think the only reason that would happen is if Taylor is in the process of slowing down as a fighter, and that's possible. I can see that. But to be safe, I think Taylor is going to win a decision over Teofimo Lopez.
Yeah, I don't like Teo. He's delusional, man. He's very delusional, and it's like
I say he's just emotional.
He's delusional. This man is like, the stuff that he say. Like, I thought when he was going into that fight with Sandor Martin, he just seemed so erratic. It seemed like he needs like some serious help. You know what I mean? But he hadn't. Then the stuff that he was saying after he won a fight or during the fight, like, do I still have it? And he says these things publicly that you would be like, dude, what are you doing? Like, what are you talking about?
And then he went back and said, well, I was just saying that for the camera. So I'm like, what?
Delusion. That's what I'm saying. Like, he be lying or he just delusion. I don't know which one is it's a combination of both. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like that. You got to have some type of awareness or more awareness awareness than that to me, to be somebody as professionally well put together as a Josh Taylor. You know what I'm saying? You need a little bit more of what he brings to. That's why I think at certain points, once he gets down and if he's getting some hurt put on him, because every time I see Josh, like he's putting some hurt on somebody, you know what I'm saying, with the exception of the Catterall fight. And I can see T.O. slowing down. But like I said, the delusion comes in. I look bad against Martin. I'm questioning myself. Then it's like, oh, I want to fight Josh Taylor. Like, dude, no, that's not you're going in the wrong. That's the opposite of what you should do. What you should do is try to get your confidence back. You should work on some of those deficiencies that you have. Then you start calling out those guys. But that's the reason why I don't like him in this fight. And I don't like him moving forward. Hopefully I'm wrong. And hopefully he'll get, the supports that he needs in order just to, because I'm scared what's going to happen after he loses this fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, he over there, he looked bad, man. Like, the stuff that he was saying. So, shout out to T.O., though. Hopefully he's able to take over.
Don't worry. If he loses this fight, he can always fight Ryan Garcia. The winner, Garcia Rosen.
Hey, it might be a blessing in disguise. Like, he might have to hit rock bottom. He might be one of those type of guys, man,
Yeah.
Last ones at the bar. Exclusively talks about the sport of boxing.